Bonjour, everyone. Hi, this is Neshi Lelkatz. Welcome to Communications from Home. I'm so glad to be here with you guys tonight on Tuesday night. What is it? April 27th. And I am, let's see. Just want to make sure I get the right overlay put on. So you guys know, it's welcome to Communications from Home. And let's see, is that the right one? Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, that's the one. So welcome everybody. You know, tonight I was so excited about tonight and having my guest with me, and that is Julie Hedges, and we're going to be talking about the moon sign, and she's working on something that is going to be helpful. She's working on her audio, and so while she's busy doing that, I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a background of why this particular topic. But before I do that, if you wouldn't mind doing something for me, and that is liking the video. And if you have somebody that you think would enjoy this information, you know, sending it over their way, the video. So that would be really helpful. I tell you what, astrology is not necessarily my forte. In classes, I say that it's not my ally, meaning that it doesn't come easy for me at all. I get those glyphs mixed up and which planet the houses go, or what planets go in what houses. See what I mean? And so whenever I've had any kind of need for astrology, because it's a really wonderful tool, it's an ancient communication way of communicating and understanding ourselves. I always turn to people who that is their friend, it is their ally, and they understand it inside and out. And Julie Hedges happens to be one of those people. And so I had a few months ago asked her to set up a one-on-one class for me. And I explained the dream that I had a few months ago. It was about the moon. I shared it with everybody here in Star Nations Academy. It was in this private group, I believe. And in this dream, I was in a dirigible, you know, and I was looking at the moon, and it was a very prominent part of that dream. And very, very jam-packed kind of mission. There you go, in that dream. And so I contacted Julie about it because I've never really paid much attention to my moon sign. I know what it is. I know it's there, but I have spent so much more of my time and interest on my sun sign and my ascendant sign. And so I didn't know much. I knew that I was a Pisces moon. I knew that. But what does that mean? Right? And so I contacted Julie, and Julie was able to set up a one-on-one class for me because I really wanted to be able to ask some questions and to really, what does it really mean for me, right? And very specifically. So that's what we did. And so on this recalibration journey that I've been bringing you along with me each week, sharing with you the different tools that I've used on this recalibration journey of mine, in the hopes that it's going to be helpful to you in case you are too going through a journey. And this is no different. The astrology piece is the big one for the moon astrology. And so I see that Julie's still working on her audio. She's going to come back in. All right, I'm going to try it. Okay, I'm going to try bringing her on, and let's cross your fingers, send good juju our way to bring her on and have her come in.
Hi.
Oh, hi. We see you. You're looking good, but I can't hear you.
Trying to get the sound. You can't hear me.
Yeah. We tried everything. We tried turning up the volume and that kind of thing. Yeah. Let's see. We've done everything that we know how to do. I don't know if Rob's in the house.
No sound.
Rob's in the house. He's right here. You know Rob.
No sound still.
Gemini and a bad moon rising. So, okay, just breathe. We're going to get you on. All right. And so maybe if Rob, if you're able, if you can give Julie a
I was
call
trying.
on the phone, maybe you can help walk her through it and doing a little test or something. Okay. Yeah. You can hear, he says that I can hear her on the broadcast. Really? I'm the only one that can't hear her?
No.
See, I told you that was my problem. Okay.
Okay. Can
My
other
problem.
people hear me?
People can hear you, but I can't hear you. So
Oh,
what does that mean? Um, okay. You know what, guys? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little something on my end. Okay. And let's see if it
oh,
works.
hear me.
If I lose you, I'll be back. All right. So don't go anywhere. You might have to, you might have to jump on another live stream with me, but I'll be back. Okay. Hang on.
You can hear me. Oh, okay. Wow. Back to
Okay.
back,
Now everybody can hear you, but I can't. And I just updated.
back to
Oh,
the here and now. Now, the initiative.
oh, rats. You know, this happened one other time, a long time ago, on a show that I had with someone else, and I can't remember what I did to bring because I want to check my audio. My audio is turned all the way up. Let me check this. Okay, that's
I have a
done.
little helper on the
I'm
side.
happy though that they can hear you, and they can hear both of us together. It's just I can't hear you.
Oh, well,
So let me
that
think
would be
about
a thing, for us to talk. Stop you.
Julie. If you could do this for me,
Yeah,
because I'm gonna go up and get my headphones, okay, my earbuds. And if you could share with everybody what is a moon sign, and if you could help us to understand what is a moon sign, why is it important?
sure.
Okay. And I'll be right back.
Awesome. So we're gonna just tag team this and we're gonna just go. Boy, this is something, right? Thank you for hanging in there. Can somebody give me a thumbs up to make sure that I'm coming through? Rochelle said, I can hear you loud and clear. Rob, if you can send me a little message to make just to make sure, and I will continue on with talking about the moon sign. What does the moon sign mean? And thumbs up from the thumb. Okay, great. So and I got a thumbs up in my messages. So awesome. Good, good, good. So the moon sign literally is the placement of the moon at the moment that you were born. And the moon, of course, is the fastest moving. In astrology, it's called a planet, even though it's really a shining, glowing, reflecting orb in the sky. But the word planet comes from the Greek, which means wandering star. And so all of those things up there that move around, pretty regularly, like the sun, like the moon, like Mercury and these other planets. They call them the wandering stars. So the moon sign is just like the snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born. That's your natal astrology chart. The moon sign is that placement of where the moon was and what she was doing at the very moment you were born. And what the moon does for us, several things. So the moon sign, first and foremost, informs all of us what we need to feel safe. And so being safe and being really embodied on earth, we come here as these tiny humans that are totally dependent upon our mothers. So what makes us feel safe? So our moon sign informs us of that. Our moon sign also informs us of what we need to be nurtured, how we need to be nurtured. And because astrology is all about those four elements of earth, air, fire, and water, the placement of the moon, where the moon is, what sign and what house, informs us the best way that our bodies, minds, and spirits feel safe and nurtured. So that's what it gives to us. And then how it operates in our lives is as our emotional guidance system. So our sun sign is like the bus we're driving, beep beep, and everybody has a bus driver driving the bus. And so the moon sign is the bus driver. It helps us navigate. It helps us encounter and handle and interact very intimately with the outside world from the place which we are nurtured and from the place that we feel safe. So the sun is our body, but the moon sign makes us feel like home. How is that for a description? And Neshi, does she hear me now?
I hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yay!
I don't know what that was, but I can hear you now.
Woo!
Yeah, thank you.
Yay.
Yeah, thank you for giving that bit of information to our audience. In the meantime, I just want to say, make sure that we recognize all of them because we have several people in the house. Julie Shumway's here. Hello, Julie.
Yay.
And look, Holly's here. Yay,
Hi,
Holly. And Judy's here. Good to have you here, Judy. And we know Rob's here. Hello, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
See, he's a Gemini moon. Wouldn't you know it? I didn't know that until tonight. And Lynn's here too. Hi, Lynn.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look, Barbie's here. Hi, Barbie.
Hi.
And Julie is saying that I'm a Taurus moon. Taurus moon. Lynn says, I don't know what mine is. Aha. And Barbie says, I'm an Aquarius moon. Excellent, Barbie. Thank you for sharing that. And oh my gosh, Karen's here too. Karen saying, hi, hello. I know my moon sign is a Pisces and I'm a triple water with Cancer as the other two. This is exciting. I know, isn't it? I love it. And Rochelle is saying hi. She says that she's a Cancer moon. And everybody's saying, I can hear her. I can hear her.
Yay.
Yay, yay.
Yay.
Yay, yay. Okay, and Carol's here. She's saying hi to both of us. Hello, Carol. It's always good to have you in the house. And everybody's saying they could hear you.
Good.
Yeah, and Deanna's here too. Beautiful evening, everyone. Good to have you here. And let's see, Deanna is saying that her moon is Aries.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And Barbie says, my moon sign is Aquarius and my mother's sun sign was Aquarius. Isn't that interesting? Very interesting. Alice is here too. Hi, Alice. Leo sign with Virgo moon. Yeah. And Allison says, hi, full moon blessings. Exactly. And we're going to talk a little bit about that too.
She's a wonderful artist.
Yeah, she is. Okay. So, Julie, you and I started this conversation quite a few months ago. And it was after I contacted you about having that dream of mine, right? And sharing with you that I just didn't know enough, hardly anything about my moon sign. I knew it was there, I knew what it was, but I never spent hardly any time at all on it. And honestly, I think that it was my spiritual team's big nudge to say, you got to pay attention to this because it's going to be really, really helpful in the recalibration journey, right?
Mm.
And one of the things that I had shared with Julie, you guys, is that if she wanted to, she could use the information that she gave to me about me and my moon sign, so that we have a real example of what that is. And if you don't know your moon sign, yeah, Julie can either help you, or you can go to one of those. What's the one that you use online?
I like astro.com. So it's just www.astro.com.
Okay, I'm going to type that in for everybody.
Okay.
And what you can do is you can go to that link and fill in your information, and it will give you your natal chart and show you what your moon sign is, right?
I
Yeah.
honestly use that program for all of the work that I do. I don't have a fancy program, and I've been doing professional reading since 2009. It has everything that I need. It's a great resource for beginners and also those who are even professional. It does everything that I need it to do. So the
And
difference is, as an astrologer, I know what to tell the computer to calculate, but it's great for, free resource, and you can even get some computer generated um, printouts
readings,
too about
printouts, yeah,
things.
which is
Yeah.
great. Which is great is
Good
if you know
word.
enough, about astrology, that you can actually take a look at it. If you're like me and you print them out and it still looks like Greek, then you can always contact Julie. And if you're there's lots of people who understand astrology, but there's very few people who can really interpret it so that it's specifically for you and not just a general kind of reading kind of thing.
Mhm.
And so I'm going to bring this up. I don't know if this is going to help at all, but let me know. We'll give it a little bit of
Oh,
a,
yeah.
yeah. Let's see. We'll give it a, okay. Why won't it? I was going to give it a solo, but maybe we could do this. Nope. And, and we'll try it one more time. Oh gosh, I was trying to get it to do a solo, but it won't let me do that. Okay, hopefully they'll be able to read this. In the meantime, maybe wait. I think I found it. Hold on. I think I found it. There we go. And Julie, if you could just kind of help us understand moon matters, the soul point.
Yes. So this is part of a very specific work that I did for Neshi. So it's an in-depth reading just about the moon. And so the first part of it is specific to Neshi, under the gifts of the moon, the expressions of the moon, and the moon resonance. But in general, what the moon does for us tells us about how we need to be nurtured, how we receive the world and the information from the outside, how we interact with the public, what makes us feel safe. And it is also, in astrology, the seat of our soul. So the part of us that is, was, and always will be, the emotional oversoul and intricate piece of us that navigates within all of our bodies, our physical body, emotional body, mental body, spiritual bodies, plural. And where the moon is at the time that you were born talks about your specific gifts of intuition, your specific connection to the feminine energies, the receptivity, the sensitivity, the psychic awareness, that extrasensory awareness, what you are literally sensitive to, and responsive to, like fire signs. You're more physical and active in your expression.
That's for sure.
The earth moons are more seeking groundedness and maybe even a little bit, how do I want to say it, reserved in their emotional expression. Water signs, you are all about that feeling. And the air signs tend to be intellectual about the feelings and the processing. So processing things more mentally in that way. And so when you get to that placement of being that Pisces moon, what does that really give you? Or being a Taurus moon or an Aries moon, what do those gifts really, really give you?
Mm-hmm. So if you could give us an example or even help us to understand this a little bit more practical, okay,
Okay.
practical, and so for me, I am very much a Sagittarius with a Pisces moon. So how does that affect my daily life?
So the bus you're driving in the world is that Sagittarius personality self of expressive and optimistic and really from all of the information discerning an essential truth to live by, um, and that will to explore. It's like, ooh, I'm going to try that. Different foods, different cultures, different, um, even belief systems, and understanding them intimately. So that's the bus.
Mm-hmm.
But the bus driver is a very sensitive and very psychic and intuitive watery moon. Pisces represents the divine healer, being at one with,
Mm-hmm.
or at one ment with creator, with source, with all that is. Pisces is that place of, I call it the primordial soup. It's the energy of something before it is actually birthed into form. So it's the place of everything. So being in touch with all, if you follow law of attraction and Abraham Hicks and all that, she calls that the vortex. So it's literally being in touch with the vortex, your emotional level, and being nurtured by true spiritual connection.
Okay. So for me then, if if I'm me, the Pisces and the bus driver, I stop
Mhm.
for all squirrels, and if I see some wounded animal or anything like that, I always say a blessing along the way. It's like good travels. Thank you for being here, and now you're going home, kind of thing. And so that thank you for that because I think it really puts into focus what it is that our moon signs are meant for us to have. It's another gift that I honestly didn't pay attention to until recently. And I have to say that the mini class that you offered me and then doing the moon reading for me, the moon matters, helped me dial it in. And it's become a really important tool for as I'm making my way through this. Yeah. So this is what I'm hoping that for because Julie, I know I am not the only one going through something like this. I know that for a fact. And so, if oops, I was trying to get it taken down.
There we go.
Yeah. So, if it's helpful to any one of our audience out there, to help them to understand what is it that, why do we have this and why is it important? And I don't know if this is a good segue or not, but um, how does, things like full moon, moon eclipse, um, those kinds of new moon, how does that all affect us in our moon sign?
Well, that's a good question. Good question. I don't know about y'all, but this full moon that we are experiencing now has been a doozy for me. I have felt it in all of my bodies, especially physical, but mental and emotional as well, since Saturday. And I don't remember ever a time being like this, but last night I literally couldn't sleep. It
Mm,
was like Larry, Curly, and Moe up here. I'm like, blah, 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 and it just wouldn't sleep. I even tried to use my tools of, okay, relax this muscle and listen to nice, soothing ASMR videos like I always do, but nope, not a chance. And this full moon is in the sign of Scorpio.
mhm.
I have a Scorpio moon. so
Oh.
so this is especially powerful for me because it's in my sign. So what does that really mean? Um, Scorpio is a water sign, so it's very much intuitive and psychic and emotionally expressive. Pisces is that water sign, so it's intuitive, psychic, emotionally expressive. And then we also have Cancer. That's another watery sign. So when we have those energies present, and the moon is glowing, it's like, hey, look at me. It's all about the water moons this time. So it's really heightening that intuition,
Mhm.
those psychic senses, and also with other stuff going on up there, it's really a party up there. So anyone who's sensitive, not just me, is probably going to have a party going on somewhere. For me, it was in my mind all night long of, let's watch another video about submarines and just really strange cuckoo stuff.
Yeah.
Like, kept me up all night long.
Yeah.
Um, I have also had some stomach things going on. The stars and the planets not only are up there, but they're also inside of us. And the moon rules the stomach and the breasts.
Mm,
So if you are having some stomachy things going on,
yes.
that's part of the waters of your body, and that's part of the moon supporting us.
Mhm.
Even though honestly last night I didn't quite feel like I was being supported. I was like, okay, yes, I know it's the full moon. I know stuff is going on, but geez, I really need some sleep tonight. Um, so how the Scorpio moon particularly is augmenting and influencing those with watery moons could be very, very intense right now. You could be feeling it physically. You could be feeling it with even foggy mind. You can be feeling it definitely emotionally. And your spiritual tunings in might be even more electrified, I guess you would want to call it.
Yeah.
Those with the other moon signs. So, just real quick, I'll talk about the earth moons. So, that would be Capricorn, that would be Virgo, and that would be Taurus. Those earth moons really are about being embodied. What makes you feel safe is the body, the physical stuff. So tactile, so touching, I also tend to think that earth moons might feel it more in their physical bodies. Maybe they retain water or release more water
Hmm.
during those times of the moon. Um, Maybe tears release a little bit more during those times, or they need to go ground with nature, or they feel more of a connection with the earth mother herself.
Hmm.
That would be kind of maybe an earth moon experience. Fire moons, that's going to be Aries and Leo and Sagittarius moons. Um, you could be more electrified and alive and want to really go out and conquer something. Just really burst forth like a sparkler or an ember or a nice big flame that rushes up. But definitely expressing your emotional resonance through a lot of action. So, for my friends who have Aries moons, to process your emotions and not to stay stagnant, physical exercise is a must for you.
Hmm.
I always put that down as my I as my suggestions. Although I say I invite you to really pay attention to your physical outlets of letting that stress out. Walk, run, punch a pillow, do yard work. I don't know. So those fiery signs really need to emotionally express through action, through movement. Keep it going, keep it going. Our air signs, that would be Aquarius and Libra and Gemini, those moon signs. Um, really be in tune with the breath. And I would say, especially in the Scorpio moon time, breathing into the heart space, breathing into the space of awareness of feeling. Because as the air signs, it's easy to stay intellectual. It's easier to stay kind of I don't want to say aloof, but thinking about feelings instead of feeling the feelings. So allowing the breath to be part of that inner working. Yeah.
Oh
So
my
I hope
gosh.
that helps.
Oh my God, that was so good. It's like,
Okay.
there's so many people who are saying, "Yep, yep, yep." Here's Julie Shumway Hill. She's saying couldn't sleep Saturday or Sunday nights. And Karen also is saying, "Yep, no sleep last night. Lots of things happening this week with clarity." And party on, Garth. He's so funny.
Yeah, there's a lot more going on than just the full moon.
And Lynn is saying it was a tough night.
Hmm.
Um, you know, mine actually happened on I think it was Sunday. No, it was Monday. It was Monday. Um, and I didn't know where it came from. It's like to me, it kind of came out of the blue, but I'm sure that wasn't the case. Um, I, you know, I had been working outside and I came in. This was in the morning. I came in and I decided was going to take my shower, and so I'm doing that, and water, full moon, Pisces full moon, and all of a sudden it was like a deluge sobbing mess that I was. And I couldn't figure out what the heck, because what I had was images of those last couple of days that I was with mom and what she looked like in the bed, and her, and it was just, it was like I was reliving it all over again, but emotionally,
Mm.
you know? And so I sat with that for a little while and was talking to my team. It's like, what the heck? What was going on? I feel like I just went backward steps backward rather than forward. And basically this all came about because we redid the flooring in our master bathroom.
Mm.
And so I had literally moved all our stuff down to the only other bathroom that we could use that way for the showers and all of that was my mom's old room. And when I first walked in there, I can't even tell you what day it was. It was like 4 days ago or so. It was like, oh my God, I haven't even been in this bathroom really much at all. And all those memories flooded in and all the good ones, all the not so good ones, and I sat with that and I thought, oh, okay, all right, this is just another layer, intellectual. This is just another layer. And as a fire sign, sun sign, what do I do? I'm going to clean it. We got to get moving here. And
Yeah.
so, yeah. But it wasn't until yesterday morning that I processed all of that emotionally. And when it was happening, it was like for me, it came out of the blue. Well, what's this all about? Where did this come from? But it was already getting prepared days ago. And so as you explained this, this is what I mean, guys, is that understanding our moon sign and how it affects our everyday life helps me to understand and moving through the grief in the morning and also the recalibration piece. And so to me, it's so helpful. It's so helpful to be able to understand it in a deeper way. So thank you.
Can I add a little bit
Sure, go
more
ahead.
to that? So the bathroom is a very private place, a very intimate place for most of us, me included.
Yeah.
You were working on your mother's bathroom and then your own bathroom floor. So the foundation,
Mm-hmm.
in addition to our nurturing and what makes us feel safe, the moon represents our lineage.
Mm-hmm.
It represents the mother and our connection to mother, our connection to our roots.
Yep.
So there we have the floor
Mm-hmm.
and your connection to mother, your connection to roots, and then all this wonderful water that allows us to cleanse on all levels. So
I
yeah.
did. Yeah, I did. And I was a watery mess. And but it's okay. It's okay. It's just moving through it and being with it, not trying to run from it or hide it or act like it's not there, is to hang in there with it and be with it until it passes. And it took, a couple of hours, and I'm fine. But it was, yeah, I had it written down. This is a bullet point for tonight.
Oh,
For tonight,
thank you
yeah,
for, I'm
because
honored that you would share it with
yeah,
me and then here with everyone. Wow.
yeah, yeah, because this recalibration journey thing isn't just something that I just think about. It's the actual being it and going through it. And so having tools literally at our fingertips to be able to make our way through it, and knowing when to reach out and who to reach out to. And I was sharing with everybody when when we were playing with the audio stuff, um, that I reach out to those people where astrology is their friend. I remember years ago when you told me that astrology was your first language, you know, and so it's not my language. It's not. It never has been. I'm interested in it, but I can never keep the stuff straight. So I know that to be able to reach out, to be able to use this as a tool, just because it's not an ally of mine doesn't mean that it's not important. And
Mm,
it's really taught me how to be able to ask for help.
awesome.
Yeah. Guess what I did? I went back in time.
Oh.
and selected a couple of past magazine issues.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And some of them you're going to recognize. Let's see. I have in it is January 2016 and February 2016, issues 30 and 31. You wrote a series, an article about communing with the moon, part 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
And let's see, I'm just gonna make room here on my dashboard, and I want to bring up the covers of those because I think that it's important. Okay, 2016. We're just going to open them up. We're going to bring them down in here, and I'm going to bring up the covers for you guys to see, because what I'd like to do is to offer that, the magazine is kind of on hiatus right now, but we have so much content out there that why not tap into it, right? And so I hope I grabbed. It's kind of hard to see the dates on them. And there. Oh, that's May. Well, this is the May issue. The May issue, you wrote The Many Faces of the Great Mother.
Mm.
Yeah, in the May issue. I love that cover. And in this issue, which is the February 2016 issue, this is the Communing with the Moon, part 2.
That's one of my favorite covers.
Yeah, it is. It's one of mine too. And then this one is January 2016, issue 30. And this one is the part 1 of Communing with the Mother. In that May issue, you also, let's see, you wrote the feature article for The Many Faces of the Great Mother, but you also continued it in your column, The Tarot Journey to the Stars. You continued it in your standard column. So I wanted to offer that to our listeners so that if they want to read more about it, we do have that. So I'm going to put the links up there if I can find them here. And you'll be going to yeah, we're going to need these. You're going to be going to MagCloud, our partners at MagCloud, for these. And with that, you can get them in either, if you want it in print, you can get it in print. But if you want it in digital, PDF, or web viewer, that's where you can go to get that. So let's see if it'll take that. Oh, 390 of 200. I don't know what that means. I'm thinking that I have too many. It won't send. Oh. All right. I think it's just too big. That's the problem. All right. So I'm gonna ask you a question while I work on this. That when we're working with our moon sign, okay, and we are, I don't know if this is a fair question. When we're trying to understand it, what is the most important aspect of that moon sign that we can kind of focus on? Because, as those of us that really don't bring in a lot of astrology information very easily, sometimes it gets overwhelming.
Yes. Yes.
And so when we're talking about our moon sign, what would be, in your mind, in your heart, the most important aspect to start with to help us understand it?
I love that. Good question. Okay. So the most important aspect is to know what your moon sign is. And you can find that out by having your natal chart done, or you can get that online at astro.com. That's one of the free sites. There are many out there. Astro.com is what I use. So knowing what your moon sign is. And I always love to take it down to the basics. Astrology really is a study of the basics of 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water. So all of those 12 signs that really live inside of us fit into these 4 categories: earth, air, fire, and water. So knowing what element your moon sign is in. So I'll quickly kind of go through them. So you can think, okay, what is my moon sign? Or when you find it out, you can come back to the middle part of this broadcast. It's like 7:45 here. You can think, okay, she's going to tell me what my element is. So your fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So fire is action and passion and va 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 boom and vitality and optimism and competition and physical activity, just muscle movement and go get them. So if your moon is a fire sign, your emotional system, your emotional guidance system, how you interact with the world is going to be fired up. And you want to get physical, just like that song, let's get physical. Okay? Get physical. So fire signs, you want to get physical. And especially if you are wanting to emotionally process, physical activity is really going to be helpful for you. So anything physical. Now, let's move on to the earth signs. The earth signs, I'm going to do it here. Your earth signs are going to be Taurus and Virgo and Capricorn. So your earth signs are all about being embodied and being and experiencing the body in its sensory processes. So seeing, touching, tasting, smelling, being in relation to the body. So the way that you are relating to your emotional system might be very physical. Your experience of this full moon might be very physical. You might, ooh, I got stomach stuff going on, or I have a headache, or my thumb hurts, or my eyelashes are twitching, or something very, very physical. Or you might want to have your comfort foods. Might be hungry for those. So very physically processing. Grounding is always a good thing for your earth peeps. Yeah. And salt baths, Epsom salt baths for everybody. Doesn't matter what your sign is. We'll just salt baths all around.
RX salt baths.
Yeah, there you go. So air signs, your air signs are going to be Gemini and Libra and Aquarius. Air signs are more intellectual, more thinking about feelings. But with those air signs, there is a vision, a dreaminess. And I'm definitely going to ask you to spend time on your breath. If you're familiar with, oh goodness, Allison, if she's still in the chat room, Allison Adams, we took a class with a famous astrologer, and he talked about a breath practice to help us really heal some deep emotional things. Oh, what is it called? I forget the name of it. Maybe she can type it in the chat for us. But it's literally you breathe in and out, steady in and out, and just continuous. It's like you don't stop, but it's a special breathing practice that is
it's like the dragon breath.
I forget the name of it, doggone it, but air moon signs really I'm going to ask you to process with your breath, with your breathing. Get down to the breath. And then water signs, yes, that's your fourth. Here we go. Fourth, that's going to be your Gemini, or no, water signs. Next one. So we have the Cancer, and then Scorpio, and of course Pisces. Water signs. You're all about emotions. You're all about the psychic insights. You're all about swimming in the waters of the psyche. So emotions are gonna kind of be your thing. And it's kind of about riding the waves, you know, making sure you have your paddle and your life jacket and your helmet on when you're on those rapids. And then also having your cooler and kicking back when it's nice and, just flowing along. But letting your emotions really be part of you
Hmm.
and letting them flow. While you were talking about this experience you were having, Neshi, I was hoping I could find this wonderful quote from Matt Kahn. I don't know if some people are familiar with him, Kahn, Matt Kahn. And the gist of this quote is that tears are the, I call them the lubrication of life. Actually, when we are expressing through tears, it means that we are already in the process of changing. It's like getting those gears moving.
Yeah.
So that's a very brief paraphrase of what I understand the quote to mean. But Matt Kahn, maybe you can find.
Well, I tell you what, there was enough going on there with just a crying mess that there was a lot of it. So let's see. Allison said breath of fire, question mark.
Breath of fire. I don't know. It went Larry Curly and Moe. I'm sorry.
And also, your website, is it still soulempowerment.com?
The numeral 4, soulempowerment.com.
Oh, 4. I forgot the 4. Rats.
Yeah.
Correction.
Correction. Yeah, there's the numeral 4. I have I'm kind of doing a project to update my website, but it's not quite there yet.
And they can always find you here on Facebook too.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's one thing that I've learned a little bit about, because Rob has been doing all of my producing for so long, and then jumping on and using Be Live, our partners at Be Live, for the first time on my own. I realized something that the other week, not last week, but the week before, there was a time when we could just keep going. As long as we wanted to go, we could go. And I think that they actually cut us off now for the time frame that we actually put into Be Alive. So I'm really aware that we have 5 minutes left.
Okay.
And I just wanted to make sure that you have enough time, if you want last words to our audience. I don't know if you have any kind of classes coming up, or can't forget about your book, The Tarot Journey. But do you have anything you'd like to share with our audience before we say goodnight?
I am facilitating an astrology group at Unity of Evansville. So if you are local here, then please come and join us on Sunday at Unity of Evansville. I'm going to put something in our Evansville Area Astrologers Facebook group page. And so I asked Rob if he could share this over to that page. So I will share those upcoming things. And I'm thinking about doing an online Zoom class
Oh,
for beginning astrology. So if there is enough interest, if you can message me or put your hand up or something,
mhm.
I will really consider putting that together, an intro level astrology course.
Yeah.
Um,
Good one. Say, you know what? Julie and I have we've done live stream shows together. We've done, guesting on each other's shows, that kind of thing. We used to have a show together, and I have to tell you, I've missed this, and I've looked forward to this evening with the two of us for days. And so, thank you so much for making time to be here with us and helping us to understand the importance of our moon sign. Yeah.
I loved it. Thank you.
Me too. Me too. All right. So, everybody, thank you so much for being with us this evening, this Tuesday night. Hopefully, this information has been helpful to you. Helpful to you. And next week for communications from home, we're going to be starting something a little bit different. Similar to down the lines of the recalibration, but it's not quite that because, Julie, I shared earlier today that I made a decision. Yay! I haven't done one of those in a while. And what we're going to do with Mom's old room, and I'm actually going to move this office, which is half office, no, a third office, a third studio, and a third workout room for exercise. And so we're moving the studio and the office upstairs, and so to be a part of that whole process and what things are going on, because there's feng shui, there's space clearing, there's all kinds of stuff that's mixed into it. So we're going to be sharing some of that. Yay. So hopefully you guys will be able to join me next week for that. Same time, same place, same bat channel, 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern. So Julie, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you all.
And Bama Mina, everybody. And that's Potawatomi for until we see each other again. I love you guys.